class.
Good morning, Mr. Key.
Today we're going to talk about independent and dependent variables. Let's start by defining our goals for the day. What we want to do is be able to define dependent and independent variables, and we want to be able to identify examples in a word problem or in an experiment that you're conducting. So some reasons why this is important is because science experiments help us know knowledge about our everyday lives. For example, an increase in temperature will cause ice to melt in your hand, or water and sunlight will cause plants to grow. And using experiments to find out this knowledge will help us make advancements in technology and find out other things about the everyday world. So let's start off with the basics. What is a variable? Does anyone know?
Something that changes?
Perfect. It's just any quantity, condition, or trait that changes in your experiment. So what is an independent variable? It's something that, in the sense of the word independent, is not affected by any other variable in the experiment. Let's look at the variable of time. Time changes on its own and cannot be affected by any other factor or variable. For example, if we increase the temperature in this room, it wouldn't make class go by any faster. A dependent variable is changed by the independent variable, and that's what you're studying in the experiment and what you're going to measure. So let's continue with the example of time. What are some dependent variables that are altered by time? One?
Age?
Anyone else? Okay, some other examples are maybe your food gets old or a plant grows higher over time. But those are all good examples. Now let's talk about some strategies to determine which is the independent and which is the dependent variable if you're doing an experiment. One technique that I like to use is the cause and effect relationship. So anytime I'm using two different variables, I like to write out a statement and see if the sentence makes sense. So maybe, for example, you're talking about taking medicine in your health. You would write a statement that has a cause and effect relationship, such as taking medicine causes your health to get better. But you wouldn't say getting better causes you to take medicine, because that statement doesn't make sense. So you would know which order to make the independent and dependent variable. Another example would be water and plant growth. Why don't you guys try to make your own cause and effect relationship? What do you think is the independent variable in water and plant growth?
Water in the plant.
Great, Serafina. So what we would say is adding for your change water. And so we both know that the dependent variable would be
The plant.
the plant growth. And then you would say the change in the dependent variable, which would be increase. So the key word in this statement is causes. You're looking at what variable causes a change in the other variable. So whenever we're looking at these, I think a great way is to just check and see if your statement makes sense, and then if it doesn't, flip it around and see if that makes it better. Do you guys think you have an idea of what dependent and independent variables are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's try to sing a song to help us remember the rules. So I don't know if you guys know the song We Are Family that goes like, we are family. Okay, so it's going to be the tune of that song, and we're going to use these lyrics on the board. Let's try it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We are variables, independent changed by me. We are variables. See what the dependent will be. We are variables. Write the cause effect to see. We are variables. Everybody practice with me.
All right, thank you guys for paying attention, and I hope you learned something today.
Thanks, Mr. Key. Thank you, Mr. Key.